Everybody, and welcome to the Nova Fieldhouse here in my backyard in Chantilly, Virginia. The Nova Fieldhouse is a triple Edge Lacrosse partnership. It is the old hoop magic. They've laid down some turf. We're going to get a chance to pull back the curtain here, folks, in just a minute and show you what a fantastic lacrosse facility this is and what a gem of Northern Virginia it will be. Hello, everybody. I'm BJ Koubaroulis, and I'm alongside my partner for the day, Monika Moore, here. We're live at DMVSTREAM.COM, streaming live on your computer, tablets, and mobile devices. All right, Monika, a great day for lacrosse in this area. It is the Indoor Winter League Lacrosse Championships. If you can see behind us, we just had the semifinals go off. The championship will be at 2:30. We're going to be streaming this pregame session during. We've got some winners to announce of those semifinal games. Why don't you walk the viewers at home through the winners of those semifinals, and we'll talk a little bit about the upcoming championship.
Absolutely. Well, it's two great semifinal matchups here. First of all, there was Robinson-Westfield, and the winner of that one was Robinson. So they will be in the championship final, and they will be squaring off against the winner of another great semifinal. It was Chantilly Highland, and Chantilly the victor. So it sounds like a Northern Region final or a state championship final that you've heard in years past. It will be Robinson and Chantilly squaring off against each other. And I know a lot of people really happy that this year they get the opportunity to play in this great facility. So
it's an all-Concord final is what we're saying. And, you know, we've seen that quite a bit, that matchup, Robinson-Chantilly. We'll see it again in the upcoming spring season of lacrosse, and we'll get a chance to see some great lacrosse here at this nice indoor facility. We're going to get some folks and some interviews in just a moment, but before we do that, I want to get a chance to kind of pull back the curtain here at this indoor facility and just show you a little bit about what it's about, what they've done here. They bought the old hoop magic, laid down some turf. Our producer and director for the day, Jim Lepp, you'll hear me talking to Jim quite a bit. Jim, why don't we get to that little virtual tour, so to speak, show the folks at home just what this place looks like. All right, so just a quick pull back of the curtain here inside this facility. You might remember the old hoop magic. They have laid turf. A lot of games going on here. Over 200 teams from the local area came and played in this indoor league. Monika, you got a chance to catch up with a lot of the coaches around here. We'll have them on set in just a moment. Tell us a little bit about this league and why it may be different than what they've had in Northern Virginia in the past.
Well, I did have the chance to talk with a lot of the coaches from the Fairfax County Public High Schools. Of course, they are not the coaches of these teams. Right. The Virginia High School League rules prohibit them from coaching during the off-season, but their players are heavily involved in the Winter League. A lot of their athletes do participate. You look at the rosters, and it does look very much like the roster. For instance, Chantilly has 24 or 25 of their varsity players participating on the varsity team here, and the same is true for the JV. And so these players play all year long. They play in fall leagues, winter leagues, even summer traveling leagues, and so they really get a big opportunity to play lacrosse throughout the year, and this facility has made that an even greater possibility for them. Some of the coaches were telling me that in years past they've played in outdoor leagues.
Ouch.
During the winter. It's been very cold. Parents have hated it, the students have hated it, and so they're really happy to have this facility, or there are other facilities that don't have heat. And so one of the great benefits of the Nova Fieldhouse is that it is a heated facility. And some of the coaches were saying that they also hope that perhaps in the summertime there will be the opportunity to play here when it's 95 degrees outside or so.
All right, so we're warm, it's nice, it's cozy. Let's hit some of the highlights from the Robinson game. Of course, they're going to advance to the championship here at 2:30. We'll be streaming all the way up until that, Monika. So some of the highlights here: Robinson in red, Westfield in white. Robinson, won the game by a couple of goals. and really shows to be that big, strong team that we've known of those Robinson Rams in the past.
Absolutely, and you see them there playing on the turf field. And the coaches were saying to me that this is so great because it really approximates a lot of what they actually play on in the spring. So it's great training. That's why a lot of the coaches wanted their athletes to be involved in this Triple Edge Winter League this season because of this great opportunity to play here. And it's such a great level of competition. So many of the varsity athletes from these schools do want to participate on these teams because they know the level of competition. And of course, the other benefit is these players really play together all year long. You get that great chemistry. It's not just that they show up in February, March for their high school teams and start working out then and getting that chemistry going. They play year-round together, and so it really does pay off once you do get into that spring sports season for your various high schools.
Yeah, it's such a perk to have this facility and be able to, you know, do this and play on this beautiful turf they've laid down. This is not that carpet you might known from the past. This is that synthetic stuff. It's got the rubber pellets in it. They've done a fantastic job, you know, rehabbing this place and turning it into the premier indoor lacrosse facility. But, you know, the idea is these kids get to come out, they get to get their lacrosse legs before the spring hits, so they get to get, you know, their skills sharp, so to speak. And I think it's only going to help raise the level of lacrosse at the high school level in this area, Monika. And as we've seen that continue to grow, this is just another addition as to what's going to help local lacrosse get better. I want to let you guys know at home, if you are watching, that I've got my cell phone here, okay? We're going to be live on Twitter with you. We can see your questions on a monitor that we have set up here. You can't quite see it offset. So if you have questions or thoughts, or you want to reach out to us and hear your thoughts, or even just get a shout out during the broadcast, the hashtag is DMVStream. You might be asking yourself, hey, what the heck is DMVStream? Well, we got you covered. Yours truly on video describing exactly what DMVStream is. You might know that Synthesis Multimedia Productions put on 10 high school lacrosse games last spring, Monika, in this area. We did the Landons and the Georgetown Preps and, you know, the Langleys and the Woodsons. And we did, you know, 10 to 12 games. We did the WCAC Championship. And those games streamed live at WashingtonPost.com. This year, we've launched a new product at Synthesis. It's called DMVSTREAM.COM. Jim, let's hit that promo and show the folks at home just how they can get involved with us and watch games during the spring high school lacrosse season at DMVStream.com.
What's up, sports fans? I'm really excited to tell you about our newest product, DMVStream.com. DMVStream.com is a website dedicated to broadcasting live sports in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We'll be broadcasting pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games, as well as tournaments. You can watch these free broadcasts on your computers, tablets, and mobile devices like iPad, iPhone, Android, and more. DMVStream.com is a free site. No subscriptions, no logins, no hassle. Just log on and watch sports free. What's different about us? Well, you're in control. You're calling the shots. By voting in our weekly poll and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter, you can tell us where our next broadcast is going to be. I'm really excited about this new venture, and I hope you'll help us spread the good word by logging on to Facebook and Twitter and sharing us at DMVStream.com.
All right, we're back here on set. Want to thank Coach Kevin Broderick of Chantilly Lacrosse for joining us on set, Coach. Want to make sure the folks at home, you know, get a chance to really understand just what this league is about. You guys have played in it now. Triple Edge is a long-time member of the lacrosse community, but this facility also has added an extra element for indoor lacrosse. Talk a little bit about just playing in this league this year, what it's been like, and then also we'll talk more about the upcoming championship game.
Okay. The facility's fantastic. It was a former Hoop Magic with great basketball courts, and when I came and saw it before they changed anything with Pat and looked at the possibilities and being so close and centrally located in Northern Virginia, I think it's fantastic. Gives our kids a chance to play no matter what the weather, and they do a nice job in here. They run the league well. They call it tight, which is a good thing, and you can't ask for any more as a coach.
Yeah, so Monika and I were talking before we had you on, and we're sitting here thinking, Robinson Chantilly in the final. We've heard that a few times over the years. Let's talk a little bit about that. You guys just won in the semis against Highland. Maybe walk us through what you saw during that game. I know you're not necessarily with the rules of the VHSL coaching, so to speak, but you are here and able to see the kids. Let's make that very clear. But obviously it's a Chantilly program, and you're around the program. What did you see today that you liked that maybe shows some promise about moving forward today, but also in the spring season?
Well, first of all, today we did our run test in preparation because the season starts Monday morning at 7:15 for us. So we had our JV guys out at 7:15 in the morning running the gauntlet, we call it, and the varsity guys came at 8:15.
Right.
Our JV team's playing right now in the championship game as we speak behind us. And so they were a little concerned going in that I was going to run them to death. They wouldn't have any legs coming back. So it was pretty good. So for our guys, we played Highland on the varsity level in the semifinal. We played them 2 weeks ago in the regular season, and they were dominating us 13-4 in that game, clearly.
Wow.
They're a very good program, talented group of kids, and so our guys played very well. I, as a spectator, enjoyed the game from both perspectives. It's fun to watch. Good lacrosse all the way through, and their kids never gave up, so it was great fun. On the JV side, I will tell you, we were playing Middleburg Academy. We're winning 7-3, and next thing you know, it's a 10-10 game with 30 seconds left, and we happened to win with 6 left, I guess. But great fun, good league, good competition. That's what you look for. Strong officiating and well organization.
Coach, obviously there's a lot of the Chantilly High School players on the roster here. Can you talk a little bit about how participating in the Winter League and in the Fall Leagues really helps them be ready? Because you've talked about the fact that the season's getting ready to start. So how does it help them be ready to start on day one for you? Well,
as many times, we're not from Baltimore, Long Island, or upstate New York, so as many times the kids can get their sticks in their hands and play together as a group, you build that camaraderie, that teamwork, the extra pass, the one more, the trust and faith of your teammate. It's fantastic to see the kids play together and communicate and use some of the terms we may use in the springtime. They're doing on their own now since we're not coaching them. So that's fun. It's really impressive from our perspective to watch and play. And you and I have talked about earlier that they tend to play year-round now. They play in the summer, play in the fall, they play in the winter. One of the changes in the new rules in VHSL was we're allowed to have 12 skill sessions in the fall as well as in the winter. And so that's where we get to actually work with the kids on their stick skills one-on-one and be around them. And I think that's really made a big difference. You get to know the young freshmen coming in earlier, or we've had a senior out here playing, and we played football for 4 years, never played lacrosse. He's going to come try out for the first time. To get him to come out and get comfortable with his stick, see him play with his teammates, see him be respected by his teammates for his effort, I think is fantastic. Makes it all worthwhile from the coach's perspective.
And obviously this building is just one more step in the evolution of lacrosse in Northern Virginia. You've been around the game for quite some time. Can you talk a little bit about that great evolution and just how we've gotten to this point where it is so huge now in Northern Virginia? Yeah, you and I were talking earlier about the CYA tryouts and the little kids, U11s out there playing, and they've been playing. I talked to some freshmen now. I said, how long have you been playing? They say 5 years. I think that's fantastic. And you're 15 years old by the time you get to high school. Now, you may still have some bad habits, etc. But you're working with a lot more potential than we did in the past. In the past, we were recruiting athletes and trying to teach them the game. Now kids come to us knowing the game, and that's a benefit of them playing year-round, as well as the strong youth leagues and the coaching they get. So, great fun. I mean, obviously, we enjoy the game. We have a passion for the game. We think it's the greatest game on 2 feet. And, so from our perspective, to see the kids come and enjoy it and bond, because that's what you really get in that teamwork, and you take that with for life, I think, that friendships you make and the experiences you have. I mean, our coach told the guys this morning, the seniors, that this is their 4th gauntlet, they're done. Now, whatever else they challenge themselves in life, they know that they can do this because they've done the gauntlet for 4 years. They put their heart out there, they got it done, they work together as a team. That's fantastic stuff. So, we talk about that gauntlet, and one more left to run for today for that championship. Folks, if you're just watching, just tuning in, we're live here for a media session before the championship game. The Chargers of Chantilly will take on Robinson at 2:30 p.m. You can also catch highlight video packages of those games online. We'll share those at DMVSTREAM.COM. We're going to get Phil Palazzati from Westfield on. We're going to talk with him for just a couple of moments. In the meantime, I'd like to show you a quick commercial from Marcus Helton, who runs a show at DMVSTREAM.COM. Marcus does a basketball show. It's called DMV Elite Live with Marcus Helton.
Jim, why don't we hit that promo, and we will let go of Coach Broderick, and we'll get Palazzati on here. Thanks, Coach. I really appreciate the time.
I'm Marcus Hilton,
Thanks, Coach.
Editor-in-Chief of DMV Elite and host of DMV Elite Live here on DMVSTREAM.COM. I'll be bringing you high school basketball news and notes on some of the biggest names and games here in the DC area, as well as spotlighting some of the lesser-known talents that DMV has to offer. Follow me on Twitter at Marcus Helton for the latest in DMV hoops.
All right, we're back here live at DMVSTREAM.com. I'm BJ Koubaroulis, Monika Moore, and we are joined by the Robinson Rams coach, Matt Curran. All right, Matt, how hard is it not to be able to technically coach today and watch the kids and have to kind of be off to the side? I mean, it can't be easy, right?
No, it's definitely not easy, but the rules.
Sure.
I don't even say anything to them while they're playing. They have good coaches here. Rich Clarius was coaching them today, and we played against Rich's Kettle Run team last year, so I know he knows he's doing a good job, and I know he knows what he's talking about. So, but it is difficult. You want to call out to the guys and tell them to get back or make a certain move. But I was well restrained today.
Well, Coach, I know that you've been able to get out to a couple of the games earlier in the season, and then obviously watching today. What have you seen so far that you've really liked about your Robinson team that is going to be playing in the finals today?
The one thing about this squad from top to bottom is the cohesiveness of them. The one thing that I've seen a little bit different from the 2012 team to the 2013 team is they all really, really, really like each other. Not that the 2012 team didn't, but these guys really love playing with one another, and you can see it out there from freshmen all the way through seniors. So that's the one thing I really like about the squad.
All right, 200 teams have run through this facility here in the winter. New facility, a gem of lacrosse in Northern Virginia. What does it mean to have this here now? You're not outside, shivering anymore.
Yeah.
Talk about some of those days, and then also what this means for helping advance the game of lacrosse in the DMV.
Well, I think it's a fantastic facility. I came here after a Triple Edge, one of my own games. Pat had us over, a bunch of coaches over to see it, and it was immediately impressed. And I knew that this was something that was going to be special. It's nice. We're not freezing outside, and we're also not freezing inside. The barn at South Run, which we still use, and it's nice, and there's heaters for some of the people. It's still not heated entirely,
Sure.
So this is great. It's comfortable for the fans. It's comfortable for the players. Awesome facility. So.
Let's while we have Coach with us, Jim, why don't we hit some of the highlights from their semifinal game? And just, Coach, we could talk a little bit about some of these guys that you might see out there and what they mean for not just today, but also moving forward for your program. I know practice starts Monday, if I'm correct.
It does, yeah.
So let's just talk about what you saw out on the field today and analyze a little bit for us what the Rams really have in store for themselves moving forward in the Concord District this year.
Well, like last year, we do have a young team this year. We started 3 freshmen last year. A couple of those guys were here today, and there are a couple freshmen coming up that I see probably playing quite a bit. Right there is Johnny Daniel. He's a freshman, and I've seen him play since he was in 7th grade. He's a great player. Right there on attack, we have Charlie Morissette and Chapman. Jason Chapman was a starter last year as a freshman on attack. He's a fantastic player, and Charlie, he must have had 4 or 5 goals today. Big left-handed player. He played midfield last year, played attack as a sophomore, but this year I see him playing a lot of attack and just being a challenge for a lot of teams because of his size, his speed, and he's got a rocket shot. So.
And, Coach, the caliber of talent in this league is really impressive. You talked to me that you have at least one of your players who's going to the University of North Carolina as a commit. Can you talk about the caliber of the talent in this league and what it means to be able to play against that level of competition?
Well, we have a lot of talent. We have, if you look at the semifinals, 3 Concord District teams, and the Concord District traditionally has just been, it's a meat grinder.
It's a tough place to play.
It is a very tough place to play. So getting out here and being able to play against some of the teams that will play in the regular season is nice. Chantilly's great, Westfield's great, Oakton's great, Centerville's great. Herndon, it's not an easy game. And then you sprinkle in teams like Highland and Middleburg that are they're great private schools as well. we've been very fortunate to have the level of competition.
All right, we'll get a few predictions from you. We're going to get Coach Palazzati in just a moment, but who's going to win the Northern Region as we got high school lacrosse coming up?
Really put him on the spot, BJ.
I want to know. I got to know these things. What games are we going to be out streaming? We're going to go out and stream 10 to 12 games. I got to know what are the good matchups, and who are the front runners really this year when you look at the league?
Well, I mean, you have to start with the Langley Saxons. They're 4-time defending state champions, and they graduated a few guys, but Coach Brewer's going to have them in shape, and so you have to look at them. The other team that I've been impressed with is James Madison High School in Vienna. They have a good, solid core of seniors. Excellent face-off man, Kyle Rowe. I think he's going to Stony Brook. He can really take over a game. And they have I think one of the best goalies in the area in Hayden. So they're going to be a powerhouse. Centerville's going to be a team that surprises folks. The turkey shootout at Oakton, they beat Langley and they beat us, and so that was surprising because I think people thought that with Jack Sikora, who was an All-American last year, going to Rutgers, that team was going to have a major drop-off, but I don't think they will. I think they'll be as good, if not better, than they were last year. But yeah, you can't count out Chantilly, Robinson, Westfield, any of the guys coming out of the Concord either. So.
He's done this quite a few times, folks. As a sports writer for a long time, you get the coaches, they don't want to tell you they're good because they don't want anybody circling them on their calendar. But you know what? I don't think the Robinson Rams have any problem with that. Everybody's circling them. All right. Always a pleasure, Coach. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get Coach Palazzati from Westfield on in just a moment. In the meantime, I want to give you a quick little virtual run-through of what this facility looks like. You got a little 30-second promo, Jim, that we can go to. Let's run that for the folks at home so they're watching from home. They can see what does the old hoop magic look like now as the Nova Fieldhouse. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Okay, welcome back to the live stream here from the Triple Edge Lacrosse facility, the Nova Fieldhouse. Doesn't this look very familiar for many of you at home? These two, I should say, as well, have long been on-air pundits for lacrosse in the area, and Coach Palazzati also now with the Westfield Bulldogs. What are we 4 or 5 years in over there now?
No, this is my third year.
Third year.
Yep.
So, obviously soaring to new heights, heck of a program, doing a great job. And today, things didn't go your way, but you know what? This isn't a league about winning championships. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is a league about getting ready to win that Northern Region Championship. Coach, let's talk a little bit about what this league is for. What are you guys using it for, specifically in this facility?
Well, first and foremost, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I think that we used it at Westfield. We used it specifically to help groom the kids for opening day, which is obviously the 18th, Monday. And I actually had 2 varsity teams in the league. Okay. And then I had a JV team. Because we had so many kids that wanted to play varsity, I just broke them up. So
struggling to get numbers is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's tough. I think we're going to have 90 kids or something come out on Monday, so it'll be interesting. But it is definitely an opportunity for the kids to get better, and that's one of the things we preach to our kids. In the off season. I mean, you got the summer, you got the fall, and then you got the winter. And with a facility like this, which is outstanding, it does give our kids that opportunity, and a lot of our kids took advantage of it, thankfully. And so hopefully it pays dividends moving forward.
Coach, I got to see your team play a couple of times last year. Can you talk a little bit about what you expect this year out of the Westfield Bulldogs, how they're different from that club last year?
Well, I think the difference is going to be we built more depth. And going forward, I think we had a couple injuries last year, and luckily we started to build the depth and we had guys fill in, and it was next man up. Well, this year we're going to have to have the same type of thing. I think at the end of the year we had 44 on our roster at the end of the year in the playoff roster, and I got 31 guys coming back. So that was our goal, was to build depth, at the same time be competitive. We got to a district championship. We happened to lose. That now adds to our, our experience. We're going to have a good solid core group of guys from the seniors, from the juniors, all the way down with a couple freshmen that might make the varsity. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Are we going to be different? Yeah, we'll be. Every team is different. How? I don't know at this point. We'll see how that shapes up next week.
Coach, we're going to be streaming a bunch of games this spring at DMVSTREAM.com. I want you to hang with us for just a moment. I got some more questions for you. Jim, why don't we go to the DMVSTREAM.com promo, show people at home what is DMVSTREAM.com, how do they log on, watch games live from their computer, tablet, and mobile devices. We'll hit that. We'll come back with Coach Palazzati in just a moment. Hang tight with us, folks.
What's up, sports fans? I'm really excited to tell you about our newest product, DMVSTREAM.com. DMVSTREAM.com is a website dedicated to broadcasting live sports in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We'll be broadcasting pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games, as well as tournaments. You can watch these free broadcasts on your computers, tablets, and mobile devices like iPad, iPhone, Android, and more. DMVSTREAM.com is a free site. No subscriptions, no logins, no hassle. Just log on and watch sports free. What's different about us? Well, you're in control. You're calling the shots. By voting in our weekly poll and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter, you can tell us where our next broadcast is going to be. I'm really excited about this new venture, and I hope you'll help us spread the good word by logging on to Facebook and Twitter and sharing us at DMVStream.com.
All right, we're back here live at the Nova Fieldhouse, a premier lacrosse facility in Northern Virginia, in my backyard of Chantilly, Virginia. You might see I've got my cell phone up here, folks, and right down here at the bottom of your screen, you can interact with us live. If you have questions for any of the people you see on the set, or just want to ask me a question or Monica a question, you can go ahead and chime in at the hashtag DMVStream. Also, make sure to follow at Triple Edge Lacrosse and friend them on Facebook at Nova Fieldhouse. All right, we've got Coach Palazzati with us from the Westfield Bulldogs. Coach, I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming Northern Region schedule. We had Matt Curran on before from the Robinson Rams. Yep. Let's talk a little bit about some of the teams to watch out for. It is usual suspects, the Langleys, the Westfields, the Robinsons, the Chantillys. But who are some of the dark horses that you got to keep an eye on this upcoming season? Well,
it's interesting you say that. I think there's a few teams actually that have gotten to the upper echelon. And they're gonna make a step in advance. I think you got to look at Edison. Edison they've got an outstanding core of guys that are coming back. We had the pleasure of playing them over the summer down at a team camp, and they have athletes all over the field. They got some really good quality lacrosse players, and they're going to make some noise. I think Yorktown is another team that people are going to, they're going to open people's eyes. And then South County. I think South County stepped into that last year, and I think it's just going to continue. They've got the numbers. They got some really good quality players, and the coaching's really good. So, I think those three teams. I also think you got to look at Madison this year. Madison, I potentially give Langley a run for the money in that district. Sure. I mean, last year they had them, 12-11 they lost, and they had them up. They were up by 5, I think, going at one point in the fourth quarter, and Langley made a run. So Langley brings back a ton, but Madison brings back a ton. So it'll be really interesting in that district. In the Patriot, I think, like I said, South County, but you also got to look at Woodson. Now I know with the coaching change, Coach Fitzgerald, retiring and being inducted into the Hall of Fame, lets Coach Hilliard step right in. Sure. And, I don't think they're going to miss a beat. So they're going to be really good. Like Braddock will be up there. Annandale will be okay. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And then, of course, the Concord District, it's a dogfight. You don't know how it's going to play out. I think injuries will have a huge say in the end how it all does play out.
All right, Coach, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to hit one more promo, and then we're going to try to get some of the leadership from Triple Edge Lacrosse to join us on set, talk a little bit about this new facility and some of the things they're doing here that are quite exciting. Thanks for joining us, man. Hey, good luck.
You're welcome.
We love you, man. We'll see you out there. You know we're going to see you out there.
I loved it.
All right, big guy.
Appreciate it.
All right, in the meantime, as we get some of our Triple Edge lacrosse leadership on set here with us to talk about this facility, Jim, let's hit that promo run-through of what this facility looks like in here. Show the folks at home just what the facility is here, what they've done, and then we'll come back with some of the leadership from Triple Edge Lacrosse. Thanks. All right, we're back here live from the Nova Fieldhouse, and we are very lucky to be joined by some of the Triple Edge leadership here, Patrick Stewart and Kelly Greil. Said that correctly, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thanks for having us, first of all, today. This is a fantastic place. I came out here earlier in the week to, meet you and Pete, and did a walkthrough of the place and really been blown away. I mean, you took an old basketball facility, actually not that old, a new basketball facility, and made it better, and made it a lacrosse home for people in the DMV. Let's talk a little bit about some of the concept, where some of the ideas, some of the history. Patrick, where did this come from? Whose idea? And we're not giving Pete any of the credit, by the way. Okay.
Yeah,
so
right.
Whose idea was this? And how are we sitting here today? And what did it take to get here?
Well, we've been running year-round lacrosse programs, winter leagues in Northern Virginia, basically for 20 years. Many of you may know about South Run,
Yep.
which is a county facility. We were playing in there when there was dirt, mud, and they have since, we've been playing there, and they have since turfed it, but there's no heat. So our fans, it's not bad on the players, but the spectators can't stand the place because it's so cold. Actually, last year we utilized both South Run and a facility right down the street, the Box, which subsequently went out of business as well. Kelly and I have been looking to invest some of our money either in fields or in an indoor facility, because quite honestly, last year when we lost the Box, we had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We have 138 teams playing, and last year we were a little less than that, but we needed a place.
Sure.
So we actually looked around and came across the Hoop Magic.
Sure.
It's the Nova Fieldhouse, the
Sure.
Nova Dome.
Sure.
It's been several different things, but we came across it. We loved it. Our concept was, there's indoor facilities within 2 miles of this place. They're all small fields.
Yeah.
We wanted to utilize and to make the fields as big as possible so that whatever sport we were offering,
Sure.
it'd be as close to the outside game. So here, they're 170 by 97 feet, which is basically the same size as South Run. We use that kind of as our model for the field. And when you take that center out, you've got 209 feet by 170 feet of pure turf.
Yeah.
And we brought in the professionals, Doc Boyd, who has done a lot of turf work out at the Discovery Sports Center, and brought him in. His crew was awesome. We got in here October 9th. We actually had to change a lot of the lighting, put all the turf, put all the netting up within a 2-month period. Our first game kicked off December 9th.
Wow.
So Kelly and I haven't been getting much sleep.
I was going to say, Kelly, what does it take, to start October? And we're in February now. What are some of the things, and we're seeing some footage of the facility here as we're talking, but what does it take to get to a Winter League championship when you just get your hands on the place in October?
It's been a long haul. This was something that Patrick and I talked about for years and years, and to see it come to fruition has been incredibly exciting. It's been incredibly rewarding, and it takes night and day 24/7.
Sure.
Patrick, if he isn't running around in his car, is typically in his office here or watching a game or trying to manage games. So it's a 24/7 effort. again, incredibly rewarding. It's we're very proud parents to see all this going on, especially on a day like today when we're playing our championship games.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Monica's the face of high school lacrosse in this area. Let's be honest, that she's seen so much of it, recognizing a lot of the high school coaches and all of the people that have played here today. The championship coming up, folks, if you're watching at home at 2:30. Triple Edge Lacrosse has long been a brand in this area that has done a lot with lacrosse, obviously. What does today, though, mean, getting that championship in? You're proud parents, but what does that mean today to show people and have this big moment where everybody comes out and actually sees, wow, this is what this place is and can be? In seeing that, Patrick, also the long-term vision for what this place will do.
Well, long-term it is, as we toured the facility, we want this to not only be a game facility, but a real training facility. With the amount of field space that we have, the way that we can split the fields up, we're really looking to train. And Triple Edge was founded training competition sportsmanship. That's something that's been our motto from day one. Lacrosse is growing at an incredible rate. However, coaches, referees, players all need to be trained. And really what our vision is to be able to have coaches training sessions where we have a classroom, they're in the classroom, and they can come out here on the field and actually demonstrate stuff that's going on. Because as you know, a lot of the training and a lot of clinics and a lot of stuff go on in February. You never know what the weather's going to be like around here. But really year-round. And quite honestly, we intend to have, it's not going to be a winter-only facility. We intend to have, with Code Red, and all the summer issues that come up and parents not wanting their kids to be outside in that heat, we're going to be running most of our younger kids here in the complex in the summer, as well as the majority of our summer camps, day camps for the young kids and the old kids. So to see these teams and to see the support that we really receive from the Northern Region coaches and the private schools. Literally, we were having open houses, and they had to buy into our vision because we had cones laid out and said, this is where the field is going to be. This is how it's going to be. Coach Broderick was one of the first on board, and slowly they kept coming in. And virtually every varsity coach who came in to see the facility got on board with us. Now, we're not only varsity. I mean, we've got there's 138 teams, and we are later today we'll be having our youth divisions. We have our U9 championships, U11s, U13s, and U15s after the varsity stuff. And then the girls are all tomorrow, and you guys will be back tomorrow for that as well. So it's just been a lot of work, a big dream, and something that we have worked, and as you know, my brother Dennis, who you guys worked with, was very instrumental in getting a lot of those relationships with the Northern Region coaches. He's with us in spirit. As a lot of you know, he had a stroke, and we appreciate all the support that we're getting from the community. As a matter of fact, we'll be having an icebreaker tournament in March to support him and the Finish Hard Foundation. So I know you guys are thinking about him, and I just want to put a little shout out to him.
I'm glad you did. I didn't know if it was a sensitive thing, so I'm glad you brought it up so I can open the door for me and Monica to talk about great stories that we have of Dennis. We all worked with him and did a bunch of Georgetown stuff with him as well, and a big supporter of lacrosse. I hope you're watching, Dennis. If you are, shout out from us to you. And
we miss working with you very much.
Yeah, for sure. We know you'll be back, hopefully. Hopefully we'll get you back out there. All right. Go ahead.
And so one of my favorite things about Triple Edge is that you also have adult leagues so people can continue playing. And so talk a little bit about that, because I spoke today with some individuals who are participating in those leagues, and I think it's just such a great opportunity, even after you're out of high school, you're after college, to continue playing lacrosse.
That is something that I actually got my start in running lacrosse programs, running the Fairfax County Adult Lacrosse League back in 1982. That was my first entree into that. We just had Dulles South group was here last night. They had a little pizza party. And we talked about just that. The lacrosse is a sport. We literally had 600 men between 18 and literally 65 playing in our adult league in the summer. Very competitive on that younger age group. We have a lot of college guys who come back and they play and they train. It was very successful, and it's awesome to see these guys. A lot of the coaches who coach their kids are playing in the leagues, and in the summer it's great because they'll come out, they'll coach their kids, they'll stick around. 10 o'clock at night, they're all going home together as a lacrosse family. So yeah, that's a big part of what we're doing too, and we just say basically cradle to grave. You know, we're Triple Edge. You start with us. You know, you're 4 years, 5 years old, and up to your 60s, 70s.
Kelly, I want to ask you before we get some of the players on here that are going to be playing in the championship. How do people get in touch and become part of the Triple Edge Nova Lacrosse, Nova Fieldhouse family? I mean, how do they get in touch, and what are some of the ways to reach you?
We do have a link on our website. It's actually an email address, info@tripleedgelax.com. One of the other things that we do is hire the high school players as they graduate from high school. They have to be high school graduates. We welcome all college players back for all of our programs. We enjoy having the young college students and the older college students on our fields. We look at it as an opportunity of them to hold a real job all summer long, regardless of the elements or the hours. And we receive a pretty good commitment from them. We have a new turnover every season. It's wonderful seeing them grow up with us and move on into their real careers beyond Triple Edge Lacrosse. So working for Triple Edge, it's the email is easy. It's staff@tripleedgelax.com, and you send an email to either of those two email addresses, and we'll get back to them.
All right, so really just so involved in the community, too. That's great, guys. That's awesome. All right, I want to thank you both for joining us and for having us out here today. This has been awesome.
Thanks for being here. It's good to see both of you.
This is great. This is great. All right, in the meantime, we're going to get some players on. Let's run a quick promo for DMV Stream. What is it? How can you watch games this spring? How can you get involved? How can you talk to us offline, off of some of our live streams? But, Jim, let's hit that DMV Stream promo. Show the folks at home just what we're all about.
What's up, sports fans? I'm really excited to tell you about our newest product, DMVSTREAM.COM. DMVSTREAM.COM is a website dedicated to broadcasting live sports in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We'll be broadcasting pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games, as well as tournaments. You can watch these free broadcasts on your computers, tablets, and mobile devices like iPad, iPhone, Android, and more. DMVStream.com is a free site. No subscriptions, no logins, no hassle. Just log on and watch sports free. What's different about us? Well, you're in control. You're calling the shots. By voting in our weekly poll and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter, you can tell us where our next broadcast is going to be. I'm really excited about this new venture, and I hope you'll help us spread the good word by logging on to Facebook and Twitter and sharing us at DMVStream.com.
All right, welcome back live to the Nova Fieldhouse, a Triple Edge Lacrosse facility. I'm BJ Koubaroulis, Monika Moore. We've got two Chargers with us that are going to be playing in the championship game. That game starts at 2:30. They just won their semi playing against Highland, and now they will face a familiar foe from the Concord District. We have Patrick here in our bright green, and Conrad in the Hokies gear over there. So, guys, congrats on the semi-win and making it to the championship. Patrick, let's start with you and first start off and talk just about the league, what it's been like, and make sure we hold that mic high and tight right up there near your chin so we can hear you. Talk about the league. What's it been like to play in this winter league?
The league here at the Fieldhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been great. It's really fun, but got to get used to, like, the lighting and the turf. It's really easy to run on, too. I like it.
Sweet.
It's a great place.
Sweet. Conrad, thoughts? I mean, you guys have probably been playing, youth lacrosse growing up and have been around to some of the other stuff and some of the other fields. What's this like for a winter league facility? Make sure we get that mic right up there.
It's great being able to play like indoors because sometimes the conditions are not too great in the winter, so it's good to get stick work off season.
Sure.
Now, you guys have had a busy day. I understand that you this morning ran the gauntlet. Coach Broderick has been on. He talked with us about that. Then you played in the semifinals. You have to be exhausted. Talk a little bit about that and then what you're expecting in this final against Robinson.
The gauntlet was really tiring. It was bad. And then
he was bad.
And then when we played Highland, kind of got worse from there. We started to get really tired, and then when we're going to play Robinson right now, I think I don't think I'm going to be able to drive home. I honestly think I'm going to have my parents take my car home and let me sleep for a little bit.
Leaving it all out there on the field, giving it 110%. That's what I like to hear. All right, Conrad, let's jump to you for a minute. Playing Robinson, this is a team that you guys have grown up playing youth leagues and high school and JV stuff against. What's that going to be like playing in this championship?
You know, we've played them a couple times, so it's kind of familiar. We kind of know like each other's weakness and strengths, so I think it'll be a good game.
Yep.
And Patrick, you're a goalkeeper, so mental toughness is a huge part of that. So can you talk a little bit about that? You've seen these Robinson players before. Can you give us a little preview of your game plan going into it?
My game plan, I don't really have a game plan when I go into games.
Okay.
I kind of let it, I just let the game progress. But I've played with a couple of the guys on Robinson with like tournament teams and stuff like that, so I kind of know how their good shooters shoot. So really my only game plan is to just take away their strengths and those guys. And other than that, I'm just going to try to talk it up and let the game go.
Sounds like more of a game plan than he's alluding
Absolutely.
to. That's pretty good. He's scouted all their guys. He knows what to do. All right, Conrad, what position do you play? Tell me a little bit about it, and what are your thoughts about the championship?
I play midi, and it's a lot of running back and forth, so the conditioning in the offseason is really important. Yeah, we just try to play defense, offense, and we don't really have much of a game plan either. It's just
you guys are just winging it. You know what, Monica? We're just
winging
it today
so
too. We're winging it today too. Do we? I think we're making it look easy too. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the championship. You can leave your mics right on your stools. We're going to get some Robinson guys on here with us, and good luck in the championship. While we get our Robinson guys joining us on set, let's take a quick look at what the facility looks like here at the Nova Fieldhouse. It's about a 30-second run through of some footage that we got earlier in the week. Jim, let's hit that while we get our Robinson Rams on set with us. At DMVSTREAM.COM.
Robinson Winter League team. We have Nick Kondracki and Charlie Morissette. Guys, first of all, congratulations about being in the championship final against Chantilly. Charlie, what are you guys expecting? You're familiar with this team. You obviously play them in the northern region as well.
We're expecting a really good team. I think we have a lot of confidence right now, but like we lost to them last year in a district game by 1, and then we also lost to them in this league. But after these last few games, we played Middleburg last week and then Westfield today, and we've won both games with a couple points over them. So I think we have a lot of confidence right now, and I feel real strong about our team today. So.
And Nick, you guys did just defeat Westfield in the semifinals. What do you think were the keys to that win over Westfield?
The keys were definitely our transition game. We moved the ball fast, we got up the field, and then also on defense we stopped them a few times, which was a big advantage to us.
So I saw both of you guys play last year. Obviously, you've been involved with lacrosse for a while. Charlie, what's it like to play in this facility?
I think it's really nice because, I mean, I saw the Velv facility, which was just indoor, like in a hockey rink, which I think this one's a lot better because there's a little more room, normal-sized goals. So even though it's indoor, but it still has the outdoor feel to it, so it helps all teams a lot more.
And it doesn't just end today. You guys have been playing in the semifinals, the finals, and then the regular season for your high school team starts tomorrow. So can you give us a little bit of a preview, Nick, of what you guys expect this year with your high school team?
Well, we have a bunch of starters coming back for our team, and we have been just training nonstop, 2 practices a week, just going at it with our coach coming, and we've just been working hard.
How do you think this year's team is different from last year's team, Nick?
We've definitely matured as a team. We have starters coming back, like I said, and we also have some big freshmen stepping up this year, a couple playing in this league. It's going to be a big plus to our team.
Let me jump in for just a moment and just sort of ask you guys before we let you go. I think we're going to grab some of your teammates too. Who's winning the region this year?
It's definitely us.
Robinson.
Isn't it funny how that changes from coaches to players?
Absolutely.
The coaches, they rank themselves at the bottom. The players are like, it's all us. It's all us.
I think Coach Kern would like that answer, though. He's going to like that confidence.
That's good confidence, guys. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Hang tight for just a moment. Jim, let's run a quick promo of Marcus Helton's DMV Elite Live basketball show. Just tell the people at home just what that is, how they can watch it at DMVSTREAM.COM. Thanks, guys, for joining us. You can leave those on your seats. We'll get your teammates over here. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Marcus Helton, editor-in-chief of DMV Elite and host of DMV Elite Live here on DMVSTREAM.COM. I'll be bringing you high school basketball news and notes on some of the biggest names and games here in the DC area, as well as spotlighting some of the lesser-known talents that DMV has to offer. Follow me on Twitter at Marcus Helton for the latest in DMV hoops.
All right, we got a little mix of offense and defense on set with us here today. Thanks for joining us live from the Nova Fieldhouse. It's a Triple Edge Lacrosse Winter League Championships. They're coming up at 2:30, doing kind of a pregame media session running up to that. I'm BJ Koubaroulis, Monika Moore, and we've got Jack and Chapman from the Robinson Rams joining us. Just had some of your teammates on. We asked them who was going to win the Northern Region. The answer was very quick and easy, Robinson. All right, guys, tell me, and if you could hold that mic high and tight, right there, that's perfect. Why is Robinson going to win the Northern Region?
You know, I think we're coming together as a team this year, and, you know, we've been doing a lot of off-season training, and, you know, I think we can pull it off this year. So we'll see when the season comes around.
Yeah, going off what Chapman said, unlike last year, this year we got a lot of just time to work with our team, just build chemistry, and that's what we were lacking last year, just a good team chemistry. I think we have that this year, and then we have the athletes and the players to go out and make plays when we need to.
All right, so Monika, we're getting a little bit far ahead. We're going to the Northern Region. Let's focus on today's championship. Why don't you take the lead?
Absolutely. So, guys, you're playing Chantilly in this final. What, Jack, do you think are going to be the keys for you guys? You're familiar with the Chantilly team. You play them in the region, and you play them in this Winter League.
Just not making mistakes, just playing fundamental. I think we have the players to go out and be able to play with these guys, but it's going to come down to who makes the most mistakes.
And Chapman, obviously you know the Chantilly goalkeeper. Do you guys have any strategy on attack to square up against him?
Just moving the ball, just keeping it hot, and you know, not making mistakes. So just like Jack said, just fundamentals all the way.
And what do you think were the keys in your semifinal matchup for you to get the win?
I mean, it was a team effort. You know, offense and defense were both playing great, and you know, it was really just a team effort. Everybody came together and played really well.
And Jack, what are the benefits of playing in this Winter League? Obviously, you develop some chemistry. I know Robinson, there's so much Robinson pride. You guys have such a storied lacrosse history, so I know you always want to kind of build upon that. So what are the benefits for your team to come and play in this league?
Probably just like to shake the rust off before the season starts, be able to play with some of the guys we're going to play with during the season, and just learn kind of like what they do in certain situations, so then when it comes down to like the season and the real games, we know where they're going to be and hopefully be successful.
And then Chapman, of course, you guys are going to be playing in this final. You have to be exhausted. Can you talk a little bit about just what it's been like to play all day today and to get ready?
I mean, everybody loves playing lacrosse out here, so it's always fun, but it's definitely going to be tiring. You know, we'll probably see that in the game, some sloppy play, but we're going to do our best to get going and just keep pushing through the whole game.
All right, we've got some highlights, Jim, from the Robinson-Westfield semifinal. These two guys played in that game. Let's jump to the highlights for just a moment, guys, and we could talk through them together a little bit. We've got some of the Chantilly Chargers. We're going to be joining us in just a moment. But here's some highlights from your guys' win. You guys are in red. Talk a little bit about some of the teammates you see out there and what you expect from them, not just in today's championship, but just sort of as the Robinson Rams progress through the season of high school as well.
You know, I see Jack right there, just playing great defense and taking a shot. So he can play offense and defense. You know, great player, makes turnovers, and he's just a great all-around player. And then our offense really came together, and we were just working the ball. And we're on defense now, so I'll let Jack handle that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys on our team know how to play defense. I mean, we work it a lot, so when when we just get like the situations, our guys know how to take advantage of it. Just like here, I think Johnny just got a takeaway and is going down the field.
All right, sweet, guys. Thanks for joining us on set. Hang tight for just a minute. Jim, I want to throw it to Dan Salsa of Viva Loudon, his show. I think we have a promo for that. Folks, if you don't know about DMVSTREAM.COM, check it out. It's a site where it's live sports all the time. There's chats, there's shows. We're going to be doing 10 to 12 local high school lacrosse games this spring. Might see these guys in one of those games. You never know. But I want you to see from some of our show hosts themselves, have them talk a little bit about what they're talking about on their show. Got about 20-second clip here, Jim, from Dan Salsa. In the meantime, guys, drop your mics, and we'll get some of those guys on. Thanks for joining us.
Hey there, I'm Dan Sousa, editor of Viva Loudon and host of the aptly named Viva Loudon Live with Dan Sousa, which airs weekly here on DMVSTREAM.COM. I'll be here to give you the latest updates and insights on high school sports in Loudoun County, Virginia. You can follow us on Twitter at Viva Loudon. And while Viva Loudon was recently called spunky and cute on Twitter, this live show should lay that notion to rest. But we will be live. This isn't no Beyonce business. You never know what will happen on the show. So, log on and check us out.
Now we are here with a couple more of the Chantilly Chargers, here with Bill Leslie and Vince Ludden. Guys, first of all, congratulations about being in the championship final. I know you have to be really excited about that. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about that. So Bill, we'll start with you. What are the things that you're looking for your team to do in this championship final?
Definitely work the ball around, not be selfish. We've been really selfish the past couple games. I think we just need to slow things down, work the offense, play good defense. We played really well defense last game, and I think we need to keep it up.
And speaking about that last game, you guys played in the semifinals against Highland. What do you think were the keys to your win?
Our defense played really well. We shut off some of their key players. Our offense moved it quick off a save, and we moved very well on the fast break. And our offense really got good cutting and good passes on the inside and shot and score. That's all we really have to do.
And Vince, Bill talked a little bit about building off of those games that your team had played a little selfishly and improving. Can you talk a little bit about the evolution of your team through this Winter League?
I mean, when we played Highland that first time, they had their way with us, and we just knew we needed to come back, and we knew who was going to be good on their team and knew who we needed to take care of and knew what we needed to do against them. And I think our team worked really well together to make that happen, and yeah, we came through.
And guys, obviously one of the benefits of this Winter League is that you do get to know the personnel for other schools. You're going to see a lot of these athletes as you play through the northern region. So Bill, what does that mean in helping you prepare and get ready for the high school season?
We just get to get a look of what we're in for during the season. Like Robinson's definitely going to be one of our biggest opponents this upcoming season, and we get to see how they run, how they work, and exactly what they do, so we get a chance to improve on our side of the game.
Well, guys, we've talked a lot with some of the coaches today about the Concord District. It's a tough place to play. You guys know that. Vince, can you talk a little bit about what it's like from a player's perspective to play in that Concord District?
I mean, obviously, I think the Concord is one of the toughest in Virginia, if not the toughest. And some of the teams coming out this year, I mean, we have projections of who's going to do well and whatnot, but you never know. I mean, we thought we were going to have Oakton last year in the district semifinal, and they had their way with us. So we're not going to take anyone lightly, especially in the Concord and out of our district play. And hopefully we have a good season, especially in the district.
Well, speaking of those projections, we've been asking everybody who they've really got their eyes on in the region. So, Bill, I'll start with you. Who are some of the teams that you have circled on your calendar?
Definitely Robinson and Madison. Madison's got a really good senior class. I played with those guys all through summer lacrosse, and this is their year if they're going to make it.
And Vince, is it the same for you, or do you have a couple of others?
Langley's that big one. They're coming back. Always have to watch out for them. They're still going to be the #1. I mean, we played them last year. Also a big contender. I know Battlefield's got some good veterans coming back. They're going to be good. And this is definitely some sleeper teams. I mean, we've played Centerville, and they've played good in these tournaments, and just other kids that we know will do well. Stonebridge is a factor. They have Dylan, and, you know, we just have to play our game and do well.
And playing in the off-season, obviously, we've talked about helps you get ready for these. Can you guys both talk a little bit? Obviously, you've played in the Winter League. Have you been doing other things in the fall or the summer?
I play year-round. I play for Fuse in the summer, play for Fuse in the fall. We do the Triple Edge League, or we did VEL in the fall also. And then this league, and it definitely helps because everybody gets their stick in their hand.
Yeah, and we've been doing tournaments and stuff. So
yeah, tournaments, everything.
Yeah. So speaking of the facility and you know what we're doing here today, you guys have a championship game to get to in just a couple of minutes. Let's hit the promo for what this facility looks like. Jim, let's show the folks at home, if they haven't seen it yet, just what the Nova Fieldhouse looks like and why they might want to come out and play a little lacrosse. All right, so that does it. Right on time, about 30 seconds before 2:30. We said we'd be live from 1:30 to 2:30, and those boys got a championship to get to. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Monika, for doing such a great job, as always, with local high school lacrosse. Your home for local high school lacrosse this spring will be DMVSTREAM.COM. We're going to have multiple live high school sporting events on your mobile. You can watch a sporting event live on your cell phone, even when you're at another sporting event. Blowing people's minds here. Check us out at DMVSTREAM.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure to also check out TripleEdgeLacrosse.com and NovaFieldhouse.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on our next production here at DMVSTREAM.com.